She had wealth, status, and everything money could buy. Except success. A billionaire's daughter, mocked for failing every test, ridiculed by teachers, and humiliated by her father. But when everyone gave up on her, the school janitor, the man no one noticed, stepped in. And what he gave her was worth more than billions. The bell rang, and test papers slid onto desks. Isabella Vale stared at the words, but they blurred, danced, and twisted across the page. She gripped her pencil so tightly her knuckles whitened. Minutes later, she turned in a paper filled with guesses. When the teacher returned the results, her classmates smirked. Another F, big, bold, and red. The whispers were knives. How can the richest girl here be the dumbest? She probably bought her way into this school. Her face burned, but she said nothing. She stuffed the paper into her bag and lowered her head. That evening, in the Vale mansion, chandeliers sparkled above a dining table fit for royalty. Her father sat at the head, scanning her report card. His fist slammed the table. Useless. I built an empire, and my daughter can't even pass simple exams. Do you know what people will say about me? About us? Isabella's voice cracked. I'm trying, Dad. Trying isn't enough. He barked. Tears welled in her eyes. In that moment, she didn't feel like a daughter. She felt like an investment that had failed. One night, long after classes ended, Isabella sat in the school library. Books surrounded her like enemies. She scribbled notes, but the words shifted on the page, unkind and unyielding. She pressed her hands against her face. Why can't I do this? Why can't I be normal? A quiet voice interrupted. You're holding the book upside down. She froze. David Johnson, the young janitor, stood at the far end of the library. His broom leaned against the shelf. His uniform was plain, his gloves worn. But his eyes were kind. Isabella blushed, flipping the book. I can't read right. Asterisk, everything moves around. He nodded slowly. Then maybe it's not about working harder. Maybe it's about learning differently. David sat across from her. He picked up her notes and reshaped the lesson. Instead of drilling facts, he turned numbers into teammates and history into stories. Think of this battle, he said, drawing stick figures. Not as dates and names, but as a team fight. Who planned better? Who panicked first? For the first time, Isabella smiled. Every evening, while the school emptied, Isabella stayed. David would finish mopping floors, then sit with her. He taught her to break down big problems into pieces. He showed her tricks he'd used himself while studying for his own college degree, which he was paying for by working nights as a janitor. You're not broken, he told her. You just learn in your own rhythm. And rhythm can be trained. Isabella listened. For the first time in her life, she felt seen. Weeks passed. One test came back with a D, not an F. She clutched it like a trophy. The next one was a C. Then, A.B. Her classmates stopped laughing. Some stared in disbelief. The teachers muttered, remarkable progress. But Isabella knew the truth. Her greatest teacher didn't wear a suit or carry a degree. He wore janitor's gloves and carried a broom. At home, her father was skeptical. How did this happen? He demanded. Which tutor did you bribe this time? No tutor, Isabella said firmly. Someone who actually believes in me. Who? Her lips curved into a defiant smile. You wouldn't understand. At the next parent-teacher meeting, Isabella asked David to stand beside her. A janitor in plain uniform, hands calloused from work. This is my mentor, she declared proudly. Her father's face turned red with rage. A janitor? You're telling me a janitor taught you what an army of tutors couldn't? David's voice was calm. I didn't teach her to memorize. I taught her to believe, to see herself the way no one else does. Silence filled the hall. For once, her father couldn't speak. The truth was undeniable. Money had given Isabella everything except belief. And David, the man society overlooked, had given her that for free. Months later, Isabella walked across the stage in her cap and gown. The audience roared. When she took the microphone, she didn't thank her father. She didn't thank her tutors. She looked at David. I thanked the man no one noticed. The janitor who became my mentor. My friend. The reason I'm here today. The crowd erupted in applause. David, standing quietly at the back, wiped his eyes. Afterward, her father approached David privately. His voice trembled. I misjudged you. You didn't just raise her grades. You saved her. What I couldn't buy, you gave freely. From today forward, you'll never sweep another floor again. He handed David a scholarship and a permanent position as an educational coach in the Vail Foundation. Years later, Isabella and David co-founded schools for children with learning difficulties. Each classroom carried a plaque with these words, "No child is a failure. They only need someone who believes."